Hello, and welcome to Designing Impactful Innovation. I'm your host, Clara, and today we're talking about how MODSIM, or Unified Modeling and Simulation, is helping companies optimize their product development processes and develop better products. Joining me today are two Dassault Systems experts, Dhiraj Nahar, SIMULIA Industry Process Expert Director, and Daniel Pyzak, CATIA Industry Process Consultant Director. Let's dive in. Hello, Dhiraj and Daniel. Welcome to the podcast. Before we begin, could you please tell us a bit about yourselves?
Thank you, Clara. It is a real pleasure to join this podcast today. As you mentioned, I'm Dhiraj Nahar. I've been part of Dassault Systems for more than 20 years, and I have worked on modeling and simulation in my entire career so far. I have a master's in mechanical engineering from Arizona State University. Since my engineering, I've been intrigued about product development. And the work I do at Dassault Systems has only helped me deepen my passion to work with our customers on challenging product development problems. Together with our teams, we create new methods on modeling and multiphysics simulations to solve such problems. We effectively use all aspects of multiphysics simulations, such as structures, fluids, electromagnetics, and multibody dynamics, so that one can gain deeper insights into the design problems, and thus we help create better products.
Daniel, on to you.
Yeah, my name is Daniel Pyzak. I am the French guy in the talk. I am located in southeast of France. I started CAD/CAM CAE a couple of years ago in 1983. And it's always a pleasure to do CAD/CAM CAE PLM, and especially now that we introduced a couple of years ago MODSIM. You will understand why later on, okay? So my know-how is, I graduated in mechanical engineering, like Dhiraj, but not in Arizona, in France. My know-how is about CAD for engineering design, but also tooling. Tooling is important, with a focus on design for manufacturing. As part is never designed like that. You take into account as quickly as possible the constraints coming from the manufacturing processes you select for actually producing the part. It can be plastic injection molding, stamping, casting, and why not now is 3D printing. I was also involved in machining, rapid prototype, and now I am part of since 1999, when Dassault Systèmes took over my previous company. I am now in a team called the Worldwide CATIA Industry Process Expert Team, and I help my customer to make the best use of our 3DX solution, and of course help them to adopt MODSIM, but we will talk about MODSIM just after.
All right, thank you. So historically, modeling and simulation were separate processes handled by different teams within a company. Engineers used computer-aided design CAD systems to develop models, and analysts used computer-aided engineering or CAE software for simulation. Now, unified modeling and simulation, or MODSIM, brings them together. Daniel, could you please explain what MODSIM is exactly and how it benefits engineers and designers?
Yes, of course. First of all, history is still lasting. Historical tradition have a long life. And to be honest, a lot of companies today, maybe 99% of them, are in the traditional process that I will describe now. You start by designing the product, you define its architecture, you are doing some concept study, then you do the detailed product definition in the engineering office. And you send this data, this detailed design part, first version of the detailed version design. You send it to the stress analyst department, which is maybe somewhere else, not even close to where you are. And the stress analyst take your design, clean the design, simplify the design, prepare the finite element model, prepare the connection, because the part is never alone. It is surrounded by some other parts within an assembly. So run the simulation setup, get the result of the simulation, evaluate it, maybe make some loops. And after everything is okay, give a feedback to the designer. This take weeks. Already today, continue to last today, multiple weeks. The idea of MODSIM is very simple. MODSIM, it's a technology, okay? And it unified modeling and simulation. That's important. But it not just put them together, okay? It unifies modeling and simulation on a common data model in a database. So we no longer use files. So in the database, with the same UI, the same user interface. And this is called the 3D experience platform. So it will automatically, by nature, break some silos and really triggers through collaboration. And probably, Dhiraj, can you talk about the benefits of what are these that MODSIM is bringing to the traditional simulation process?
Sure, Daniel. I mean, as Daniel mentioned, MODSIM is unified modeling and simulation on the 3D experience platform. It provides a complete associativity between the CAD and the CAE, or in other words, the simulation data, so that you can perform any multiphysics simulations on that same model. These multiphysics simulations could be related to structures, fluids, electromagnetics, multi-body dynamics on the same model. So for example, if we take a car model, on that same model, you can perform an in the edge simulation, you can perform a durability simulation, or you can perform any kind of component subassembly level crash simulation. Now, we all know that no design can be done just in one shot. Every design goes through a couple of design iterations. Now, because of this CAD and CAE associativity, these design iterations can be performed very quickly, sometimes even automatically, with very less to zero manual intervention. Similarly, one can perform parametric design studies for design sensitivity studies. For example, you are designing ribs on a particular bottle and you want to get the exact dimensions of the ribs, the spacing of the ribs. Using parametric design studies, you can arrive at the right set of design parameters. MODSIM environment also enables design of experiments between multiple simulations. And this helps to really perform design trade-off studies and get your design absolutely right. Once these methods are set up, the methods engineer using concepts such as engineering templates on the 3D experience platform and democratize them across the entire company for other designers to use them. So for example, let's imagine that you're performing a complex brake squeal simulation. Now, once the methodology is all created, the methods engineer can publish that engineering template for the brake squeal. And the next time you're making any design changes or a different design for the brake, you can use the same engineering template and just execute the simulation. And this can be done by the design engineer. So one can basically end up creating complete virtual or digital twins of their product and drive a lot of virtual testing on that digital twin. All this technology enables designers and engineers to design more sustainable products, lightweight them, and create them faster. Since the 3D experience platform natively enables collaboration, the product development teams around the world can also collaborate on these projects, which can help them bring better products to the market.
There are a lot of benefits: speed in design iteration, widespread adoption throughout the company, better quality for the products, better sustainability as well. And Dhiraj, you mentioned the collaborative aspect of MODSIM, which I thought was really interesting. Daniel, could you maybe tell us a bit more about that and what that means for product innovation?
Of course, Dhiraj stated is extremely important. Products become more and more complex, multi-physics, and you need to really take into account all those physics all together at the same time. Otherwise, you will design a product which will not get the high quality that you were targeting, and your product will not be maybe super cool, super innovative, and it will not be a success. Okay. Besides this aspect, that where MODSIM brings a lot of value, there is an important other aspect, which is sustainability. Not only, especially startup, they want to have cool product, and a cool product is not only something which is nice, which is giving the maximum of service to the end user, nice shape, but also a sustainable green product. And thanks to MODSIM, one way of doing a green product is to reduce its weight as much as possible. So lightweighting is important, and lightweighting is part of the innovation. And thanks to our MODSIM approach, where we can combine both the modeling with CATIA and the simulation with SIMULIA all together and optimize the weight of any part, you will get a lighter part. We call that generative design. So it's based on topology optimization. So we get a lighter part, which is appealing better and which will be more innovative. Important topic is that innovation is not only to produce, for example, for startup, new product, but you can also improve let's say the innovation. You can improve existing products just by adding new capabilities. And this is a beauty also of the platform to have this multi-CAD approach. You can reuse CATIA V5 existing model. You can reuse SolidWorks existing model. You can even reuse existing non-3D Dassault System CAD modeling tool inside the platform, inside our MODSIM approach, optimize both a parametric model or a non-parametric model, and lightweight it and get the best of your ideas into existing products. Innovation is also based on reusing what is good in the past, but also improving, for example, its weight. So that's quite important. And finally, what is also important is MODSIM brings you the ability, or brings the company, especially the startup, to deliver their product on time as quickly as possible. Because we are left shifting this validation process, which, as Dhiraj explained, is taking some time in the past, as I was explaining earlier. So this weeks of validation loop is no longer needed. So you can quickly not only try to design the optimal product right the first time, thanks to our parametric design study, generative design, topology optimization tool, and so on, but you can also validate it very quickly. Time is important. Innovation is important. That's what MODSIM gives to our customers.
All right. Yeah. So bringing all these capabilities right on the same platform with everyone involved on the project is really helping innovators to go faster, but also reuse pre-existing knowledge to innovate, as you said, and make even better products, right? So we talked about the 3D experience platform on the cloud earlier. Dhiraj, how does cloud computing aid in the implementation of a MODSIM approach?
Wow, that's a very good question, Clara, and thanks for asking that. Yes, the 3D experience platform is fully available on the cloud, and the MODSIM environment on the cloud provides you full access or the full suite of the CAD and the simulation portfolio on the platform. This means now the design and simulation technology is fully accessible to any innovator in the world. Isn't that cool? Secondly, on the cloud, you get a single unified interface. You can share your information in real time. We spoke about collaboration earlier. It provides secure access to your data, CAD, and simulation models. And above all, it enables scalability as there are no constraints on fixed infrastructure for running large-scale simulation. Now, in the past, people might have had issues if they have big simulations because of non-availability of infrastructure. They may not have been able to execute such simulations. But this problem goes away with cloud, right? With the 3D experience platform on the cloud, both hardware and software come pre-configured and optimized as part of software as a service. It provides you immediate access to the hardware you need, and which will, of course, help you to ensure rapid turnaround times for your simulations. And of course, the traditional burdens that have been there to set up and manage in-house computing environments, start installing software, all that is becoming obsolete. This, of course, will mean that modeling and simulation technology is now democratized for all, and it can be put in good use for your product development to the latest technology, algorithms, and capabilities. The world is changing fast. We are designing newer products which require new materials and which might require new physics for those being able to simulate those new materials. So any such new material models that we are introducing in the 3D experience platform or new physics techniques required for such simulations will be instantaneously accessible to the users, and they can avail all its benefits in their development work. I think this is by itself very compelling. But now, while I end my note on this, let me also tell you one more secret. Once you have all your modeling and simulation data on the 3D experience platform, this by nature is going to enable machine learning. Now, that's very amazing because we are now seeing machine learning entering our lives or the design processes quite a bit. And the 3D experience on the cloud and all these capabilities are really going to help you create better products faster and provide access to all this technology to everyone.
All right. Yeah. So I'm hearing a lot about accessibility, just a single interface where everyone can share their information and democratization across the company, instantaneous access, making things go faster, right? So I'm hearing a lot about accessibility with the MODSIM approach. Can the MODSIM approach be implemented by any company in any industry?
It's very important question. And the answer is not, of course. The answer is definitively yes. As Dhiraj mentioned, let's start with the installation. It's very easy from the cloud to run it on any device, even on your smartphone, from everywhere, because we are on the cloud. The software is automatically updated every two months. So you are sure that you are always using the best capabilities of the software. The training is very short because it's a very modern UI with conceptual pop-up menu, which are just proposed depending on what type of entity you select on the screen. You have the same UI for all the application of the 3D experience platform, modeling, simulation, not talking about data analytics or manufacturing, but in our case, modeling and simulation, we have the same UI. And all this triggers naturally a very strong collaboration. You are sure that the stress analyst is working on the last version of the model which has been released by the engineering office. You can very quickly chat. The stress analyst and the design engineer can chat because it's the same UI. Hey, guy, can you reduce the thickness of this script? Oh, can you hide? Can you show? Can you save? Can you open? It's the same UI. Everybody's speaking the same language. As Dhiraj mentioned, it's AI ready. And to finish, and it's probably the most important, at least for me, let's talk about people. Remember, we have the design engineering office on one side, the stress analyst on the other side, and now MODSIM brings them all together with the same UI, on the same platform, with the same model, on a database. That's help first designers, and we have true story of company who implemented MODSIM with Dassault Systèmes solution 3D experience on the cloud, who moved and enriched their skills to get more and more know-how about FEA, finite element analysis. And now these guys can do jobs that in the past were done by the stress analyst, which means that the stress analyst can focus on the very complex use cases they have to deal with, so make more innovative products. That's one thing. A good example is topology optimization, lightweighting. The tools that we deliver in CATIA and SIMULIA is very nicely done for mechanical designers. They can easily define the simulation setup, the boundary conditions, the loads. They can quickly reconstruct the CAD model. And finally, the final job of validation might be done by only the stress analyst and sometimes even themselves. I have also examples in France of people doing that. So the designers are also able to validate their model by a simulation. So you have not only designers who are making more and more analysis. On the opposite side, in Italy, I have a customer, the stress analyst guy is now doing a little bit more of design and also helps the designers to make a better design the very first time. So all those people are increasing their skills, which is very good. And of course, having more time to the famous left shifting, to innovate, look at other variants, look at parametric design study and converge to the optimal solution. So in the past, it was not easy to make 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 variants. Now you can do 100 of variants thanks to the parametric design study capability of the platform. And you will converge with the optimal solution very quickly. On the other side, you can also do very complex structure. Let's talk about the body structure, car body structure, at the concept level. And we have this concept structure engineering capability on the platform where you can design and investigate its architecture of your car body structure. And once this is done, you can quickly modify them. At the same time, you can get the finite element model, the mesh of this structure almost instantaneously, but also the connection and run multiple simulations. Yes, it's easy to be implemented. I have company where we have only one guy on the cloud. So he's a MODSIM guy by himself. Okay. He's collaborating with himself, but we have also, which is easy, but we have also a lot of company having multiple people and all of them small, medium, super large, super large company can implement MODSIM at their pace, facing their challenges and giving the max to their customers and develop a better product and innovative products.
Clara, I want to tell you something. Daniel and I have really cool jobs in Dassault Systems. We get to help our customers with the 3D experience platform and this MODSIM approach to create everything from cars to bottles, from toothbrushes and electric shavers to airplanes. Okay. So let me give you one really amazing example of how MODSIM can help bottle lightweighting. So any CPG company or consumer products goods company, let's say, is making a new bottle, and this bottle is for, let's say, a shampoo product. When this shampoo product hits the market and it really catches up, they end up creating like maybe 1 billion bottles of the same product around the world. So when these bottles are initially made, they might be like 43 grams and 47 grams. And if you can reduce 5 grams weight out of that one bottle, imagine how much plastic savings you are going to have out of the 1 billion bottles that are going to get manufactured of the same product, right? So we can do all this bottle lightweighting on the platform. When you are manufacturing a bottle, it undergoes various kinds of complex manufacturing processes like extrusion blow molding. Then it has to be subjected to various loads that it consumer when it gets a product at home. It has to be looking shining. That product has to have all these objectives where the bottle has to sustain all these load cases, and it has to be consuming as little plastic as possible. MODSIM really enables that. Okay. And once you develop this methodology, can be published throughout this company, and they can use it over and over again for newer bottles and newer products that they are making, which can result in tons and tons of plastic savings. And this is a huge sustainability target that these companies are able to achieve. And that's why I said Daniel and I have very cool jobs at office, because we truly every day are living our company's vision and mission of harmonizing product, nature, and life.
Well, that's a lot to think about. I thought that was really interesting. The example of the bottle lightweighting and the fact that you said we can do this from bottles to cars to airplanes. I can't even imagine the amount of material savings we're making with this. So, to conclude, do you have any advice for startups and entrepreneurs looking to embrace simulation? Are there any strategies that can help them achieve success in this rapidly evolving technological landscape?
From my point of view, it is imperative for startups and entrepreneurs to embrace modeling and simulation in their product development process. As we discussed throughout this session today, it will help them create better products, because startups, when they're introducing new products, their products have to really shine compared to the competition out there or maybe existing products out there. Time is of essence for startup companies. They want to introduce their products faster to market. Now, if you can come to the market faster, you're going to succeed, right? So that's where MODSIM will really help. And of course, it will help them create cost-effective products, right? Products that are really amazing and offered at the right price, which are more durable and very likable, very desirable for consumers. So with the 3D experience on the cloud, along with MODSIM, one can be extremely innovative. We have removed all barriers to innovation. You have the software available at your fingertips anywhere in the world. You can also get very innovative and start thinking of new business models wherein this technology can actually be brought to the point of sale and help drive consumer decision making. So, summarizing, I would say that entrepreneurs should really embrace digital product development and virtual twins as they look to create cutting edge products.
I fully agree with what you said, and my conclusion sentence will be very short. Don't wait. You should adopt this solution as quickly as possible if you want to be innovative and successful and beat your competition. Don't wait. And I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you.
Thanks, Daniel and Dhiraj. This was really enlightening. We talked a lot about better quality, better sustainability, cost effectiveness of products, and even new business models. So, this was really fascinating. Thank you again for taking the time to join us today and sharing your insights with us.
It was my pleasure.
My pleasure as well. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Clara.
Thank you for listening to Designing Impactful Innovation. To find out more, go to 3ds.com/cloud. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights and stories from our guest experts.